Okay, let's kick things off with a question for you listening. Imagine waking up tomorrow and, well, poof, your whole online presence, everything you've posted, shared, connected with, just gone. Would anyone really notice? Or, maybe more importantly, would anyone care beyond, a quick, huh? That's kind of the provocative idea we're digging into today.
Exactly. We've been looking at this really interesting article from BizBoost.me, and it gets right into this concept of a digital afterlife. It makes you stop and think, doesn't it? What actually lasts from all our online activity when we're not actively there anymore?
Right, and our mission here isn't to get all morbid about digital ghosts or anything. It's more about understanding maybe the real weight or the potential staying power of what we do online. Looking past the likes and shares right now to think about what echoes we leave, or maybe what silence we leave.
Mm-hmm. The article puts it quite bluntly. Digital space is fast, fleeting, loud. And you feel that, don't you? Just scrolling through any feed, it's just a constant barrage. It really makes you wonder, how does anything meaningful actually stick around?
Yeah, it's like trying to whisper something important in the middle of a rock concert, isn't it?
Right.
Which brings up this fascinating angle in the piece about silence, online silence. It talks about the silence that spoke back. What's that about?
Well, it's this idea that sometimes absence can be more powerful than constant noise. Think about someone you follow who's always there, always posting, and then suddenly they just stop. You notice, right?
Yeah, you definitely do.
That absence can actually make you think more about what they used to say, their impact. The silence can, paradoxically, amplify their presence. The article nails it. Digital presence is a frequency that either fades when you're gone or echoes louder in your absence, like a steady pause in music making you appreciate the notes that came before.
That's a great way to put it. Wow. It really draws a line between just, shouting into the void and actually creating something that resonates.
Mm-hmm.
Which I guess leads us to this next point. The article makes the difference between our digital footprint and our digital afterlife.
Yeah.
Are they really that distinct?
Maybe think of it less as distinct boxes and more like different layers. Your footprint is the day-to-day stuff, right? The posts, the comments, the trail you leave constantly. The afterlife, though, as this article frames it, is more about the lasting impression, the memory, the feeling people have. It asks those hard questions. Would your message still echo? Would your work be remembered? Would your name be whispered in rooms you've never entered? So it's not just that you posted, but what it meant.
Okay, yeah. Those questions hit differently than just asking, did my post do well today? It shifts the focus completely. And the article also talks about just appearing online versus having a real presence. There's a gap there, isn't there, between just being visible and actually connecting.
Oh, absolutely. You can tick all the boxes, post regularly, have a slick profile, but that doesn't automatically mean you're building a real presence. The piece says, our presence online is not just data and design, it's an echo of our inner world. And sometimes, it suggests, you need that pause, that silence, maybe even stepping back for a bit, to really understand the quality of that echo. What actually sticks?
It really forces you to question the why, doesn't it? Why am I posting this? What's the point beyond just being seen? And it's stressed that this is very personal. This is personal. This is perspective, which makes sense. Coming from BizBoost and its founder, Moda Imran, he's seen so many creators come and go, right?
Exactly. He's had a front row seat to, countless journeys, online businesses, creators, brands. He's seen what kind of approach tends to build something lasting versus what's just, well, a flash in the pan. And that experience leads directly into the actionable advice in the article, which is essentially show up differently.
Okay, show up differently.
Yeah.
I like that. It's not saying log off forever, but be more mindful. What does that look like practically?
Yeah, mindful is a good word. It boils down to a few core ideas. First, be intentional. Really think about what you're creating and why. Is it adding value? Does it mean something? Second, make sure your online platforms truly reflect your values. That authenticity thing, it matters. It's what draws people in for the long haul, I think.
That makes total sense. You can often feel when something's genuine versus when it's just, for show. What else?
Well, it also pushes us to say things that need to be said, not just what gets clicks. So maybe prioritizing meaningful conversation over just chasing viral trends.
Easier said than done sometimes, but yeah.
True. But the focus shifts, you see, towards connection, real human connection, not just conversion metrics. And maybe the most powerful point is to build with the mindset that what you share today may be someone's reminder tomorrow. Thinking about the future impact, not just the immediate reaction.
Wow. That really reframed things. Thinking that something you casually post today could actually matter to someone down the line, that ties straight into legacy, doesn't it? The whole digital afterlife idea.
Precisely. And Maud Imran's quote on this is quite profound. Legacy isn't just what you leave behind, it's what people feel when you're gone.
Ooh, I like that definition. Feel when you're gone.
Right. It's not about the archive of your tweets. It's about the emotional mark you leave. Did you make people think, feel understood, inspired?
So everything we put out there, it's not just filling a void online. It's contributing potentially to something that lasts longer than the feed. And to make it last, the article seems to argue it has to be real. It has to offer something genuinely valuable.
That's the heart of it, I think. Create things that connect authentically, offer real insight or help, or even just a moment of genuine human experience. The final call to action sums it up perfectly. Be remembered, be felt, be missed.
So wrapping this up, this deep dive sparked by that BizBoost.me article, it's really a call to think beyond the noise. It's suggesting that a truly meaningful online presence isn't built on sheer volume or constant activity. It's built on intention, on providing value, on genuine connection, focusing on impact, not just fleeting attention.
Couldn't have said it better. It leaves you, the listener, with something important to consider, doesn't it? Thinking about everything we've just talked through, what's maybe one thing, just one small shift you could make in how you show up online, starting today? What could you do to ensure your digital presence doesn't just vanish, but actually resonates, leaves that feeling tomorrow? What kind of echo do you want to leave?